Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I thought it'd be good to go through the costs of renovating my kitchen. So I completely renovated it from scratch. Originally this was not the plan because I thought that the kitchen was okay, like someone had lived with it previously and I could just maybe paint the cupboards with French paint and like get it looking a bit nicer. But there were bits of it that were unsafe, like the electrics was very close to the sink, and also the owner was meant to leave the appliances but they actually took them, so I thought, oh, I'm going to have to start from scratch and buy these appliances. I might as well I thought I should just do the kitchen, and it might be better to do the kitchen before I moved into the house rather than doing it once I was living in the house. So I decided to completely do the kitchen, and so in this video I'm going to be talking about the process, the design process, the different costs like labour, appliances, and like the process of how long things took and how I feel about the kitchen now. So I am in Northern Ireland, so there aren't certain kitchens available to me. The main three I would say are B&Q, Homebase and IKEA. I did not like any of the ones in IKEA, so I just went to Homebase initially, and I really liked their classic shaker design of kitchen. It's like quite cottagey, and the house that I'm living in is a Victorian terrace, so it was very in keeping, but I wasn't really convinced with, because it seems a bit crowded. Like they had the fridge on the left as you entered the room and then the sink and everything, so there wasn't much work surface. So I went to B&Q and I much preferred his design. I think maybe he was a bit of a younger designer, and I don't know, he just said, oh, you really should think about getting the microwave built in and it will give you so much more work surface. And I was completely sold on this idea. Although you can get microwaves, like freestanding microwaves, for much cheaper, just the work surface, because I really like, when I'm cooking or doing meal prep, I like to have everything out on the side and then tidy everything away and it's all completely clear. So I'm really pleased that the microwave is up out of the way in my final design. So that was really good about going to the B&Q design. But then I went back to Homebase because Homebase are known as having better quality cupboards, and also they had a decent sale on. So for reference, B&Q had quoted me, I think this was just for the units, not including appliances, because I thought I could shop around. So the B&Q quote was £3,793.55p, and the Homebase quote was very similar at £3,912.4p. But then Homebase had this sale on, so the actual kitchen with Homebase cost £2,027.64p, which was a great price. And then I wanted to get some hammered pewter knobs, and they were £38.40p, but I really do like these knobs and I think they add a bit of interest and they're quite nice to hold. Then for my ceiling light, so this first like little bit of the spreadsheet is just not going to talk about the appliances, it's more focused on things within the kitchen. So the ceiling light was from Marks and Spencer's and it's the Florence light. I like that it's got 3 bits pointing down and it is made from brass, and it's the same as the one in the reading nook in my living room, but it's like the same range, but it's like obviously a different design. And then the electrics, I was working with a electrician which I know, and either I gave him a list and he went and bought it, or he checked my list and I can't really remember, but I'd say all the electrics for the kitchen probably came to about £100, but I was buying things for the whole house, like new light switches, new sockets and stuff. So I'd say the kitchen electrics maybe about £100. And then tops tiles, I went for the Staunton grey slate, and pretty expensive. They were on sale and they still cost £195 about. And then the B&Q wall tiles, I know from my original design, I looked at them in white and they were £54.40 for the 2 boxes, but then I found them on clearance in cream, and I thought that kind of matched the kitchen cupboards a bit better that I was buying from the Homebase design. So I got them in clearance, and I don't really know, but I think about £30 is how much they came to. So that is just the total cost was around £2,500 just for those sorts of things. And then looking at the appliances, so as I said, I was getting a built-in microwave. So with the B&Q design, it came to £268, but I shopped around and I found a Russell Hobbs one on Amazon, and that was £159. So that's a massive saving, and as you know, Amazon is very convenient. The cooker and hob was with Beko. It's like this inbuilt, it comes both together. So it's an electric hob piece, it's like a glass hob, and then a cooker underneath, and that comes to £154. I know it's currently for sale at £299, but I think there must have been some sale on when I was buying it. But just it shows that you should shop around, because the Homebase design, what they were charging me for a different brand was £376. But Beko is a good brand, so I'm pleased I went with the B&Q recommended, or like what the B&Q would have got. Anyway, so with this cooker I was able to collect. I didn't have to pay for postage, so it was very heavy, but I managed to fit in the boot of my Volkswagen Golf, which was really good. And then for cooker hood, I wanted a nice design, because you don't want a bulky one because it's such a small space, and then the glass, to be honest, it is very similar to my mum's, which kind of influenced me, but I just really like the design. Anyway, it's Bush. Got it from Argos. I had to pay £20 postage or something. Anyway, but the cooker hood was about £90, but just compared to the B&Q design, which is I didn't like the design of the hood as much, but that was £138. I also bought some cooker hood filters for about £23, just so they're there in case I need to change them at some point. And then splashback, I suppose, could have been in the previous section, but anyway, I went for splashback from B&Q, and that was £52. I did look around a bit, and like Amazon and stuff wasn't that much cheaper, so I thought I'd just go with B&Q. And then the fridge freezer I ended up getting second hand. At the moment it's currently broken, but it has been good. It has been working well. And that was £150, including delivery to my house, because the person lived locally. But like for reference, B&Q, that one was, the one they had in their design was £398. So I did save a lot of money there. Hopefully this fridge freezer is going to be fixed, because it's difficult living without a fridge. Then the washing machine I bought was from Currys. I had to pay £20 delivery because they wouldn't do pickups, and that was £249. So my appliances did come to almost £1,000, but I feel like I got some really decent ones, and also a lot of these things can be, well, actually no, only like the fridge freezer and the washing machine can be moved to any future houses that I move to. Okay, lastly, looking at labour. So I had plasterers come to my house a few weeks after I purchased it, because there were quite a few rooms that needed doing. So I gave the plasterers, I think, £2,070, but £600 of that was to completely chip back the kitchen and replaster it. And also there was a hole in my kitchen floor, so they fixed that for £50. Then the plumber came about 4 times for various things like sorting out the toilet and all these kind of things, but I've just kind of like split it up a bit, and I'd say maybe for the kitchen, because he had to do like a first fit and then come back and cut a hole into a cupboard to get the waste pipe through. I don't know, maybe about £250 for the plumber. Electrician, I would say about £150, but most of the times when he was coming, he was doing other things as well. And also he had to do like a first fit before the plasterers were here, and then come back quite a few times, like after the tilers came and things, just to get things finished off. Tilers were £150. There was 2 of them, and it took them 3 days. So I don't think they've worked out their pricing, because they are not really earning much money if it takes them 3 days and there's 2 of them and they get £150. But if that's how much they want to be paid, yeah. So they did the flooring, and they also did the wall tiles as well. So the flooring has, that included materials. The plastering included materials, and the tilers also included materials, whereas the plumber, I'm not sure if the plumber would have bought their own things, but the electrician, I supplied all the electrics for them. But the tilers have done grey grout for the floor and cream coloured grout for the cream coloured wall tiles. Actually, demolition of the kitchen, my boyfriend did, now my fiance. He did that for free, and then I suppose I had to get a skip to remove all the kitchen and also other parts of the house, and can't remember how much the skip hire was, but maybe that could be considered, that needs to be considered as well. So it would cost more if your kitchen fitter or your kitchen contractor was also having to take apart the whole kitchen. But if you find someone that's got like anger issues or like frustration, and my boyfriend, or like fiance, I don't know, he bought a really big sledgehammer and he had a whale of a time. You just have to be careful around the water pipes, because you don't want to accidentally hit something like that. last but not least was the kitchen fitter at £650. He originally said that it would take him 2 days, but then he was travelling about an hour and a half and he just decided to do like a 13-hour really hardcore day with no breaks. So he did the whole kitchen within 1 day, but he had time pressures because his partner was about to give birth. So yeah, I'm really pleased he managed to fit me in. So yeah, labour costs came to £1,850. Okay, and now for what you have been waiting for and what I have only just... So I've never actually worked out how much the kitchen cost overall until I'm doing this video. And I've always been a bit curious because you hear people saying, oh, your kitchen costs £20,000. But then obviously my kitchen is only like 2 metres by 2 metres. But still, a kitchen is a very expensive part of the home. But then again, it does increase the value of your house. So yeah, I was very interested to see what the total cost of my kitchen was. So this includes the sort of cupboards, all the bits I said initially, the appliances and the labour. Comes to £5,273.91. So yeah, I'd say, I could just say £5,300. So I'm pleased with that. Favourite room in the house. Really like it. Most expensive room in the house. Just really love my kitchen. Anyway, if you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, because I would have found videos like this super helpful when I was looking at how to design a kitchen, things to think about, how much it's actually going to cost, because it can be hard to find, like, broken down all the costs. Anyway, bye.